Welcome back to our couple-day early Thanksgiving feast here on Better Living. I'm joined now by Randy Dixon from the Toledo Bar Association. It does smell good, doesn't it?
Boy, it is. It is a good-looking feast.
Yeah, and he hasn't touched my green beans yet, so he's safe. It's all good. Hey, let's talk about, you guys have a special program that you do on Tuesdays, the Second Tuesday program. Tell me about it.
Well, nowadays, you know, with the economy turning around, you know, people are looking for jobs or looking for better jobs, and sometimes they run into problems because of, you know, criminal issues. They have criminal convictions. So what the Toledo Bar Second Chance Tuesday is all about is to help people seal their records of criminal convictions and expunge those criminal convictions.
Are there some, I assume there are some restrictions on that? Perhaps when those convictions happened, or what kind of convictions those are?
You're right, you're right. You have to wait 1 year after any misdemeanor conviction. You also have to wait 3 years after any felony conviction. Felony, first-degree felonies, second-degree felonies are not eligible to be sealed. Also, and there's a list, but if you just figure that the violence, crimes of violence usually are not able to be sealed.
Which makes sense. So let's give people some examples of perhaps some misdemeanor charges that maybe even as younger people, somebody might have on their record that they want to get expunged.
Well, a lot of times you're talking about, you know, economic crimes, thefts, those sorts of things where violence is not involved. You can't have more than 2 convictions to be eligible for sealing. But it's really unlimited. If you've been charged with crimes, but those charges were dismissed, you can get those records sealed too through the same process.
I guess I would have never realized that if you're charged with crimes but the records are dismissed, that it even still shows up on your record.
Absolutely. It'll show up.
I guess those charges were dismissed, not the records. I didn't know it would show up on your record.
Correct. And the public records show, you know, charges also. So nowadays, you know, credit reports make so much difference, you know, for employment, not just employment, for insurance purposes, for you know, housing and things like that. You need to clean up your credit report, and part of that is the public records of your credit report. That's what this does.
How does that process work when you're going to get a record expunged? Well,
this is part of the Toledo Bar Association pro bono program. And we do it at it used to be called the Source, now it means, or now it is the Ohio Means Jobs. It's on Monroe Street near Maycomber there. And they have to get, anybody that's interested in this program has to get what's called a recidivist report. What you do is you go to the court, the clerk of courts, where you were charged and or convicted, and get a criminal record. You get your criminal record report, and then you see what shows up there. You bring it to, it's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on those Second Chance Tuesdays, and you bring it with you, and then we help. There's attorneys that help you fill out those motions for sealing the record for expungement purposes. It's actually a pro se clinic. So you then, you do it yourself. You actually then go, you know, we help, you know, the attorneys from the Toledo Bar Association help you fill out the forms and give you all the instructions. And then you actually go and file it at the clerk's office, and then you actually appear at the hearing pro se, which means you're doing it on your own.
Which is a good thing. You have to be involved in it yourself to make it happen. You're not just relying on someone else to do all the work for you.
That's right. That's right. And it does cost $50 at most courts, but if you're indigent, if you can show that you can't pay, usually the courts will waive even that $50 charge. So there's no charge for the attorneys that help you do it. That's part of the pro se clinic. And then you can actually get those court costs waived also.
I know that somebody has to show that they're indigent to be able to prove that they don't have to pay for it. But for somebody to come to this Second Tuesday program, do they have to prove that they couldn't go out and hire an attorney to do this for them, or can they just show up there?
They can just show up there. This is a part of the clinic. Now, usually the pro bono section of the
Yes.
Toledo Bar that you have to qualify because of your income or lack of income. But this will help anybody fill out these forms.
Okay, let's remind people again when and where.
Well, it's at what used to be called the Source. Now it is Ohio Means Jobs, and it's the second Tuesday of every month, excuse me, at 1 o'clock.
All right, well, if you have some records that you need some help getting expunged, want to move on from those, just visit the Toledo Bar Association, 1 o'clock on the second Tuesday of each month. We'll be right back on Better Living.